the Regime Speaker, Mr. Thomas Fala, the Regime Deputy Speaker, had never placed a call to me. And he said they are under the instruction of Mr. Boakai not to place a call to me. But it's not going to move me. In our chat room, one of the Regime lawmakers posted in the chat room of the House of Representatives that I announced that my mother is there because I want to look for money. It is okay. I will respond to him at the appropriate time. And when I respond to him, the Reverend will feel and see my response. And in responding to him, I will respond to a lot of people at the appropriate time. And my response will be very dirty and heavy. That the earth will not be able to hold my response. Anybody that want to come to respond to my response will feel the weight of the opposition. We want to say a very big thing. We were on Saturday when my mother passed her. I received a call from the former president, Ambassador George Manuel Weah. I received a call from the former vice president, Madam Joel Howard Taylor. And I also saw on that ground member of the opposition, Kalasco was there. And since the passing of my mother, the only part I've seen at the plaque of the opposition, I saw the former speaker, he came here. I got a call from a few members of the executive on their own. I got a call from the Prote. I got a call from Dallas Dillon. I got a call from the Port Managing Director. I got a call from the former Finance Minister, Honorable Twe. He called me. And we want to say to you people that we are members of the opposition, will not be deterred. Nothing will take us from the opposition.
No dictation, you take out there,
I want to say to members of the opposition that nothing. I wrote a communication to the House of Representatives. Let me just say this. In the 2024 budget and the 2025 budget, I have not received money for district number 10. The people have refused to give the district money for development. People are asking, what have you done for district number 10? You should be asking the government, what have you given to the representative for district number 10? If I get, I will deliver. My salary is not for me and district number 10, in my family. And I will always say this. Let them do what they can do. We will respond at the appropriate time. Sir Comrade, I want to say to you and the opposition here, I really appreciate you people. And we will work together to ensure that the Unity Party become a history component. No expectation from Mr. Boakai and his people will make me to lead the opposition, to waste their time. I love to fight. At the appropriate time, we'll fight. The fight will start when I move the death of my mother, and we'll come back. I see the Unity Party running. The man buried his mother in the chicken. That's my mother. I decided to put her in plastic bag. That's my decision. It's not their decision. We got serious issue to talk about in the country. And they be talking about how I bury my mother. If I can pay $2,000 US for a hole to put my mother in, I can buy a casket to bury my mother. But my mother said to us when she was living, when I die, you'll bury me on the same day. And her wish was met on Saturday. I owe no regret for putting her in wet cloth and wrapping her in mat to bury her. That's her wish, and her wish was met. So let them take it the way they feel like. I can't be moved by that. I appreciate you people so much for coming. The presence of you people here have given me more motivation.
Congratulations, Yeke.
I also want to appreciate the chairman of the Unity Party. He also plays a part. I hope the pronouncement by me will not cause problem for you in the Unity Party. You know, the Unity Party fools are under instruction not to identify with Yeke. But remember, this is the Yeke that brought Unity Party to power. And this Yeke will remove the Unity Party from power. You know, I don't want to talk politics for the next 2 months.
Attention!
But I feel very frustrated to have somebody that call himself Speaker of the House that will not take the phone to call his colleague. I feel very frustrated to know that somebody that Mr. Bwaka said he was going to prosecute with his honorable father have not taken the phone to call me as his colleague. Nobody hired them in the capital building. We are all colleagues. We respect one another. But after that 2 months, I will take the respect back. The respect that I gave them, they don't want to in return give me the respect. I will take it back with force. And the Liberian people will feed it. The Liberian people will see it. Let me say thank you, Honorable Senior Comrade. And also on that day, my uncle Jefferson Koji called me. He talked to me every day. We talk every day. The 6 years is gone. Now we are moving forward. We are not going behind. We are moving forward to see the betterment of this country. That we say, former President William must go and we will bring Mr. Bwaka to liberate this country. But instead of liberating the country, we are getting yourself involved with embarrassment. And you will see the embarrassment after 2 months. Let me say thank you and God bless all of you.
Whoa!
But if you didn't advise me 6 years ago, don't advise me now. I don't need your advice. If you thought I was causing 6 years ago, you should advise me to stop it. Why you want me to stop insulting one reckless man? And I told him, I said, reckless Bwaka, if you win this election and you don't proceed the right way, I will tell you things more than this. You think Joseph Bwaka is surprised? He's not surprised. Thank you. I'll be in church coming Sunday. I will actually.
The Chief Justice, according to what she said, that she needs to beat up her security or more protection of her life.
Because
of some claims she made.
Because she knows that they think it's about the Liberian people. The judgment she will make will not satisfy me, will not satisfy all the people. So she needs her security. You have to be frank with that. She needs her security. You got to be frank with that. Look at, for example, Jim Colette and Bossing Doe. You think want to rule against Jim Colette then? You think Jim Colette will be happy? Rachel Kuhn has already shown to all his girlfriends, including the woman that he carried the child to go and do DNA to all the children for him. You think when he lost that position, when they rule against him?
You are going personal.
My man, I like to go personal. Boss man, if you don't want to listen to me, you can go. My TV is there.
Can you talk about what are some of the arguments you listen to
the Chief Justice? Because her life is in danger.
You see, some have to be clear with the issue, right? No, this is a case. This is a case that will get people frustrated.
Senator, there is zero conflict between the Vice President and Samuel Koga. There is zero. We meet in session every day. We talk. My distinguished gentlemen from Booyah and I, we compare notes every day and we compare notes with the Vice President. But what I'm going to say is that they elected us individually to do a piece of job. Our job is to critique the executive. Why when we do it, they say we're against the country? That's not being against the country. And so now we make comments because we want setting attention. So we are together. And when it comes to the whole CNG, thing, you relax. Let me explain it to you. Because the same way gentlemen try to explain it here last night. I will go straight to the statement. Once the special elections of 1985, 2005 were over, the issue of U.S. Senator becomes nominal. But for the sake of tradition in the Senate, they recognize category 1 and category 2. You who go, you are in category 1, and the person who follows is in category 2. A cast with no extra benefits, a cast with no extra treatment, a cast with nothing. There's zero in it, not even a position. But it's just a tradition. So the key word from here today is that it's just a tradition but not a position. So let us start getting carried away with it. And that's why most of you who follow me are posted. That we've got serious things to discuss for the country and the country. Let's start wasting our time to be discussing shenanigans. We need to develop this country and this country. And having said that, I would like to call on all of the Nimbayans who just returned to the
conclude, I want to go off the script and say to the APN terminal, the National Port Authority, the LRA, all the work you do here, if we don't trickle down on the lady sitting in the market there, it will just be all for the camera and us dressing well and sitting here. The work here must reflect on the woman sitting in the market. It may reflect on the people in the villages. Because when continual price reduce, when tariffs and other things are reduced, and one machine breaking down, if APN terminal is supposed to move my machine, I experience it, and that's why I'm saying it. By the time I never had the voice to speak, nobody could listen. But I have the voice now, and that's why I'm speaking for those people who cannot speak out there. You get your container in this boat, and sometimes the crane go pick your container up and the crane breaks down, and you charge me for delay. How in this world we can do that? That has to change. The services at this port must change. Yes, when the president comes in, the vice president comes in, big people come in, we try to pin everything and make everything look good, the cameras here, it has to change. And we have to be real, so I'm calling on you, please. Mr. MD, if you are a broker here, you will know what happened here. I have a lot of brokers, I almost became a broker here. Having too many. Bele used to be the president here before, and so I know this place. I know some of the frustration here. And that's why as business people sometimes, we leave the port of Monrovia and ship through the Conakry port. We leave the port of Monrovia and want to ship through the Freetown port. When the volume here increase and the price reduce, you make more money than to ship 2 cars for 1,000. If I to ship 10 cars for 300 each, you make $3,000 than to ship 2 cars for $1,000. I say this because when it goes wrong, it is the president's picture that comes on the front of the newspaper. None of you hear a picture go on the newspaper. Sometimes, unfortunately for me, they put my picture by him too. And so when our children see our picture, and the country is suffering and we are doing nothing, so that they are ashamed to get in the public. And so when we come at this forum, as much as we thank you for some of the work we're doing, we have to be bold and tell you that some of the things happening, what we are hearing from our people is not right and able to change.
Feel guilty will always feel from session.
Do you think he's feel guilty? That's why he was coming.
But every time you say walk and call each other, they say the ugly animal go bring water and baboon start making flowers. By the time you say walk and call Prince Johnson feel that you're talking to him. If he say he did the right thing to protect his people, go say it before the court. At this point, the impunity in this country is emboldening people to even be more corrupt and do things and to hate this country with no fear that justice will be meted against them. And so at the mention of the name War and Economic Crimes Code, those who feel guilty at heart, even the Bible says, even the wicked flee when nobody running after them. At the mention of the name War Crimes Code, Prince Johnson goes into IRA. I think he will run away from session every session because every time I will remind us that we have to do War Crimes Code. We got the culture of impunity must come to an end.
Do you now see? It seems as though you intentionally did what you carry on today in this session because some people believe that the discussion was not in line with the establishment of war.
No, then they don't understand the issue. The issue is about the culture of impunity, transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability. We're talking about accountability on stimulus package, $25 million for infusion of $25 million in the economy. And we're talking about war crime code. These are integrity issues. These are transparency and accountability issues. So how am I targeting a particular person? The person who feels targeted is the person who feels guilty already.
Are there cases where you mentioned the establishment of war crimes in the absence of the senator in session?
Last Saturday, last session, if you were in session, Honor AOB, we talked about it. In fact, we have been reminding the Liberian Senate leadership to bring back on the floor the issue about the war crime code that was sent here by the President of Liberia for advice from the legislature through the Senate. And the Liberian Senate leadership has been pussyfooting with this issue. And every time we remind in plenary that there's a need for us to give the proper advice from the Senate on the issue about the war crime code. It's not about Prince Johnson. It's not about any particular person. It's about accounting for our stewardship and our action.
Senator, didn't you just stated that you, Senator Johnson, may be running out of session every time? Do you now see the pronouncement of war crimes code as his weak point?
I don't know why he gets jittery. If he say I stole and I say I steal, establish a code. If he say I kill and I say I kill, establish. In fact, I should be calling for the code to go vindicate myself.
Especially when you were mentioned to be one of those who will be.
Especially. And then when you say you are justified by your action, go justify it before the court. Not to feel threatened or feel targeted every time somebody talks. Because of Prince Johnson business, when I talk about accountability in this country, and the culture of impunity must continue to permeate, we will not allow that.
Finally, your political leader was also accused of being a...
Oh, that waste of time. And Prince Johnson was just finally talk.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Damn war crime code. Don't be speaking your stinking about every day this thing. Thank you.
No, but the war crime code is not intended just for you.
But the operating is mine. The operating is for me. Bring it. I know it's not coming. There's not a way to bring war crime code. You go through processes, legal processes. You don't talk about things on the floor when you see me. When you see me. Every time they don't see me, he must talk. Then when you talk, I'm just joking. Say you're joking, you think I'm quiet because I'm a preacher. Jesus turned the table upside down. I will turn your table upside down one day. This is another war.
I did a post on mercenary journalism. I'm sure many of you Liberians in and out of Liberia have read my post. If there's any lawyer in Liberia who should speak for and against journalists, it should be me. Why I say so? I have the credibility to do so. I have been a defender of the press and the actors in the press, journalists, from the 1990s up to now. One of the reasons I went to jail in 2002 was my effort in releasing journalists from jail all of the time and speaking for them whenever they were in trouble. Getting them out of police cell, going to the magistrate courts, everywhere. I even drafted the law that is called the Kamara law today. But we fought for press freedom so that the press can be used to inform, educate, and entertain the Liberian people and residents here. Sadly, today, some journalists have decided to use the profession for money making. Money making is not bad, but when you make money to undermine the development of Liberia, that is bad. Journalists that take money from government officials to kill bad stories about them. Journalists that take money from business people, bad business people, to kill stories about them. Journalists that take money to write bad stories about good people in society are the journalists that are called mercenary journalists. We don't need them. I'm prepared to keep fighting for journalists. I still do that today. But I really don't like mercenary journalists. They are a disservice to the profession. So today I ask all Liberians in and out of government to join me to denounce mercenary journalism. It is bad. It's not good for our country. We didn't fight for press freedom, for people to use the press as a money-making thing against public interest, against the interests of our society. Thank you very much for listening to me.
We saw you donating medical supplies and non-medical supplies to the country administration. Can you tell us some of the details of these equipment?
Well, I'm not a medical practitioner to qualify or quantify the number of medical equipment or material that came, but I can tell you what my mind captured is in the tune of $236,036 United States dollars, value of consignments, and this consignment was given to Gateway Alliance through the Senator Sir H. Joseph. And as I said during my thesis, it was on the first presentation. In November 2023, I received some consignment of medical supply in similar manner. And this is the second time Sir Joseph has given me this. Not in few months, but in 2 years, subsequently I received medical consignment. Not in some months, but in 2 years, I received medical consignment, 2023 and 2025 respectively. So it means that our discussion to request for this consignment in 2 years back, not in few months. I want to qualify that.
How do you reconcile recent media reports, especially on social media, that this donation was made possible through the intervention of the current vice president when he spoke with Sir Joseph to make that donation to you and Senator Yan Toyen for onward donation?
Not to my knowledge. I said what discussed in absence. But as far as I'm concerned, I listened to Sir Joseph's statement on his social page that he said some few months back, right? I am telling you from 2023, Sir Joseph and I have been working and they are giving me medical supply. I carry to Buyao. Mercy will receive the first consignment in 2024.
And speaking about this current donation, are you saying that there is nothing like that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, at no point in time that we do.
And so, good evening, folks. Welcome this evening to BKS TV, and welcome to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we see a dialogue and a confrontation. We see words and a bullet. In tonight's edition of the show, we'll be hosting Honorable Wale Sewa Dunan. Honorable Dunan will be our guest here on the show for 1 hour. Exactly 1 hour will be hosting him for, and we'll be discussing couple of issues from national to local. We're discussing all of the issues here tonight. The draft budget of 2026 is currently before the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. The two houses are having a budget hearing on the draft budget of 2026. Or Duna will be giving us his 2 cents on the budget issue here tonight on the show, what he knows about the budget. Duna is also a former representative of Electoral District 3 and District 7, respectively, if I stand to be corrected. So he will be giving us his input on the budget, what he perceived about the budget, especially when it comes to allocations, particularly to Nima County. The Nima County University the George Way Halley Hospital, the rest of the hospitals, the JFD, the Jackson Fiado Hospital in Tapeta, and the rest of the hospitals, what do he make of their projected budget for the fiscal year 2026? You'll be answering those questions for us here tonight on the show. We ask you to please share the show with other people. Invite somebody to listen alongside you this evening as we go on with the conversation. Our Duna is already in the back. Let's bring him on. And Lorena, good evening. How you doing this evening, ma'am?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. You look fantastic as always. How you doing? How was your day?
Thank you. Yes, my day was good. Kind of hectic. Running between one point and another, but at least I got home safe. So thank God.
It's great having you on here this evening once again, ma'am. I think Duna is here. Duna, if you are on, you can please bring on your camera and let's have a conversation. We're gonna be here at most 1 hour with the honorable man. But Mana Lorena, while we await on our Duna to turn on his camera, let's hear you this evening. What's on your mind?
So what's on my mind is this front page Africa rating of officials starting from the vice president, because I did not see anything about the president yet. I haven't seen that. But starting from the vice president coming to appointed officials. And he gave the vice president a C, and then he used the issue of the government or they're coming to power on the issue of rule, and then according to them, the vice president owned that story, and they are not saying yellow machine. And so I think he's a teacher that needs to be taught. Whoever did that back in, and because if you look at the prices of, I don't know why he did not focus on the rice, the sugar, the flour, other things that the president, put the VP in charge, that he was able to meet with the different, vendors or different sellers, importers, and they were able to, how you call it, come to a point where they have a stable price for the past more than 4 or 5 months. We have been buying red. No one has bought rest in Liberia for 3,000 for the past 5 or 6 months. So I don't know why front page they didn't look at all those things. They look at only the issue of gold, the yellow machine, which of course the yellow machine is not in Caribbean, and the VP will just bring from Caribbean. They are coming from all the way China, and in fact, I think 2 or 3 months ago, they even got the first payment. So I think the person who did that mark is a teacher that needs to be taught. And another thing about that mark is the gender ministry. The gender minister was Gracie. And in my mind, like the vice president, we all know he's somebody who works in silence. And that's what a mature person would do. But she came out to say the reason why front page gave us C is because I don't have money to carry people in our family abroad for vacation on trade, so I got C. So she insinuating those who got B and A, they have been paid journalists from FPA or carrying them on trade. And so in my mind, it was nothing to be going back and forth, because front page now a judgment seat that you have to justify yourself. What you can do is work that people see your work, and then even people are sitting, like a lot of people under the post in me about the vice president were like, oh no, you are lying, oh no, this is not true. But if you come out to say that's what you mean, the GSC that got A, you mean GSC then giving those people money, being bribing it? And so I just think leaders should have emotional intelligence, and that's something they should hear and see and add it. It didn't exist, it didn't happen. That's what on my mind is. And
Thank
welcome,
you.
Honorable Tuna.
Thank you so much. Honorable Sewa Duna, welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Honorable?
Thank you. I'm okay.
How have you been of late? The last time you appeared here was firing, and you said almost all of the good things about this government. But some of those things you said, some of the men from the government angle took it bad. The one you said that the guys are acting like angry winners, they took that very personal. But recently, you were seen on the grounds of the UP celebrating with them. What's up with you and the CDC?
Thank you very much. Let me firstly thank you for the show and also thank the other co-hosts and for those who have problem with my statement that they were angry winners. They were based on facts, and the sooner they correct those facts, the better it will be for them politically. They don't have to agree with me per se. And concerning the CDC, as you are aware, when I became part of the coalition. It was a coalition for 2023 elections. And as you all know, the outcome of the elections have been 2 years down the line. And my mother institution have always been the Unity Party. So it was at the verge of the elections that, due to political in-house differences, that we supported the CDC candidacy. So there's always a room for it, and the coalition that we became part of it has virtually collapsed. You are aware that the MPP, the mayor partners, have gone a separate way, and many other minor partners have all left, including the Minister of State has even decamped and formed a own political party. So it all shows that that was a vehicle for the 2023 elections, and that the elections are over. It's like in the Old Testament they say every man return to his base. So that's I was supporting their candidacy for 2023, but I was not a partisan. I did not become a partisan. So well, that's 2 years ago, so that's a long time in politics. And
Now,
actually, for mhm.
go ahead, Chief. Let me give you the time.
Yeah, so for those who have issues when I said they were angry winners, is because when the election is almost 2 years behind you, instead of focusing on correcting and strengthening your governance, you continue to refer to it. That's the past. You should be looking at the future because you're gonna be judged by your performance next time around. You will not be judged by the victory you won behind you now. That's why they say in politics nobody live on yesterday election victory. You work towards the next electoral victory. So you and when you look at also a lot of political variables, and then you are still angry. And one of the reasons I said so was that there has continued to be there were some issues that they initiated which adversely affected other Namibians, and there are other countries who in the governing coalition who handle it differently, and that what makes them angry winner. Why I won't say the Lufens they are angry winners in Lufa because they handle it differently. Why I won't say that of Bassa or Bon, they handle it differently, and our guys in Nima handle it differently. So we can debate that another time, but I want us to focus on those issues you raised, the budget, the meta steel, and other issues.
Great. I mean a lot on the way to be discussed, but we will go by the issues that currently in the country. But before we do that, Honorable Duna, permit me to ask you this question. You guys are two
Mhm.
folks in Nima County specifically that host the Unity Party in Nima. You and the former Minister of Mines and Energy. And recently he was dismissed
Mhm.
from his position.
Yeah.
Your stance on that, but I
Mhm.
want to get your stance on it. But recently, when you guys were going for the homecoming, he took to his Facebook page and wrote a lot of things. And I think you also read those things that he wrote. What say you about those things that he said?
I haven't been on Facebook a while, so unfortunately I missed Minister P's statement. But as regards the president reshuffling his cabinet, I think it's off the table. It's the president right to do it at any time, and we should just be mature and understand that when it happens, it's happening. And whatever, nobody, the constitution did not say the president need to give a reason to reshuffle his cabinet. The president can wake up in the morning and say, John, I don't want you over there again. You say, thank you, Mr. President, for the one day I was there for. So that's it. You need to understand it, right? So it is not performance based. It's not anything. It's usually the president exercise of his duty. So I don't know what were the issues that led to Minister Pay's replacement, and he has been replaced with Minister Tingman, who has since taken over. And as you know, Mr. Pay is a long time executive of the Unity Party, just like myself, a founding member, and so he has contributed. And I think he still got much more to contribute to the Unity Party cause and even to this current government. So I think it's just a matter of dress right, dress. I didn't see why he right, and so I can't comment on it. But as for his replacement, that's the present exercise of his powers, and everybody should accept it.
Thank you.
And before I go, I'm happy that this time, people reaction are different. In 2023, when Kopo Krua was removed by President Weah and I was nominated and replaced him, the reaction was different that I took a Nimba Mills job. And it sounds so funny, it sounds so elementary, and I didn't want to comment on it because the job is not a Nimba Mills job. It's the cabinet position that the president has the ultimate power and authority to appoint whosoever he wishes. Now, the same scenario has just repeated itself, and the same scenario repeated itself before. So, why was all the noise and insult to Wale Duna for? When the very Kopo Krua himself replaced a son of Nimba, he was not insulted. You understand? So sometimes people look at your personality and people look at the issues, they leave the issue and look at your personality. So it was just a political outburst on me, and I understood exactly where it was coming from. It didn't matter, I didn't respond to it. But now here we are. The very same folks are clapping for this change. The very same folks clap for Krua replacing Nokia. But when it was Duna, it was an issue. So then it shows that they are not objective. They just have personal issue with me, and they try to push it against me in another way.
TJ, welcome to the show.
I remember that every president has the ultimate authority to change his cabinet at any time, and every Liberian who is appointed by the president has the decision to serve his country, which I did and I served well. And I'm proud of my record.
Yeah, I'm also proud of you, Duna. I'm very much proud of you in all of the things that you've done for Liberia, Nima. You've gone back to your home, which is Unity Party. The homecoming was great because some of you folks that left in 2023, you guys went back to the same Unity Party. Are you open up to any other position from this government if you are offered one?
Actually, the background to I was coming back when the party executive started this discussion almost over a year ago, was just that you come and help build your institution and return to where you start, because many of you did not know that in 2010, I was on the committee that wrote the constitution for the merger. You know, the Liberal Action Party, our own father, Jackson Doe Party, the Unity Party and LUP merged into this new UP. That's why you see the Action Party rooster in the middle there. That shows that as of 2010, it was a new Unity Party. So I was a founding executive then, and I was on the constitution committee, which was headed by Councilor Vani chairman. And then in 2022, I became co-chair of the constitution where Brian was the co-chair, and we revised that constitution. And it was taken to convention. Unfortunately, when the convention was coming, I was out of the country, so I didn't attend. So you see, it's a work that continues. It's not about government because we have worked for the Unity Party out of government, and we have worked for the Unity Party in government. And for the record, the Unity Party has never given me a government job. The Unity Party, as a matter of fact, when the Unity Party met me, I already represented the elect of District Number 3, and I helped them to win. And then I won a re-elections. So that's where we are. So it's more about institution building. It's not about job. I want that to be clear.
Thank you. I will stop here for now because the other panelists have to act. But gentlemen, we have to go to the ArcelorMittal thing, the current fiscal budget of 2026, the draft fiscal budget of 2026. That should be our point of questioning. Then our guests can answer from there. Let's get to you, Madam Lorena. You can ask 3 questions on this round, and we'll go to TK because we guys are only 2 panelists here, including myself.
Thank you, Jill, and good evening to the shortest panelists on BKS TV. And then good evening to Honorable Duna, and welcome. Thanks for accepting our invite. So,
thank you.
On the issue of the budget, I would prefer the Honorable talk about it first, and then we can ask our question. And then the issue of the homecoming, like you put it rightly, there's always a room. That's why I often tell people, if you see 2 politicians higher than you who are into some kind of political beef, the best you can do is either keep quiet, or if you want to, you think you're able to talk between them, go to the person and talk, and go to the other person, and leave Facebook and start taking side on Facebook and insulting one person because you feel you want to show loyalty and support and everything. And so, like Unity Party and the lab is on Nima, the ever first Nima Party they emerge, and which Honorable Duna is part of it. So if something happens and he decides to steal away, and he didn't say he was breaking up a Unity Party, and he's coming back, and you are being respected. He was waiting. The same way with Ambassador Sunonte, because he teaching me one course. He said he was waiting and he was called on the phone and talked to, and he felt very respected. Other than people that he helped, and since he was just floating. So he said it is because of that respect that they remember him. So he wore a green t-shirt, and he went and said, "Well, let's see you." I said, "Prof, I saw you because you were on the seat." So I'm not in the Unity Party, but I support the government. So I would just say, Honorable Duna, thanks for coming back, and I would like to hear everything from you as it concerns the budget. I got a lot of questions to ask about the budget, about Spectacle Comprehensive Center, Barn Health Center, Nima University, and everything. But I would like for you to talk first, then I can ask questions. But for this point you just discussed, I would like to say thank you and welcome back to your own home.
Okay, thank you, Miss Duncan. To start with, there are some issues that I have, which I want the NIMBA caucus to go to the budget process with it. It is already apparent that they were not much engaged in the preparatory stage. And usually, when you are engaged in the preparatory stage, you can make much progress in terms of what you get from your area. So sometimes you try to cut it. Hello? Yeah, so but basically I will start with the Meta Steel. So of the 200 million signature fee, 50 million has been designated for roadworks. Of that amount, none goes to Nimba County. And of the 6 major cities in Nimba, bound in District 7, and which is also the commercial center of Zoga, the largest district in Nimba in terms of population, second largest of the largest, is just 10 miles away from Second P. So you need just like between 12 to 15 million to connect. And I was thinking that if I were on the hill and I want to encourage them to go into that process with that acumen, that we grab that 15 million to connect Second P to Bound, and then we use subsequent budget period to try to get Bantu Mutual and Bantu Kample. And then our country will be well connected. But for now, we need the last remaining major city to be connected to the second peer hub. And I think the 50 million, all of it cannot go on the Grand Cape Mount corridor. We need some to be in Nimba, even if not on second peer bound, but let's be in Nimba. And for me, the easiest and the most logical way is to get bank connected to the national paved road. And that is my first observation. The second observation, 13 point some more million were designated for the three counties that benefit from the social fund. And under the previous arrangement, which we negotiated and we were part of, Nimba always get 50%. But this time we're getting 45%. And I would think that the 55th should do better. The 55th you are even been shooting for 60 or more because they are in a more relaxed situation. It's been drafted in their presence. And unlike us, when we went in, it was already a deal in-house. And we were fortunate that Madam Salih called for a review. And we were able to push out on the points and stuff in. But no, they were there, it was starting from scratch. So their impact should be more. Unfortunately, we are at 45% of the 13 million. No, at least if you can carry us up, keep us at the 50%. That's one observation there. And beyond that, one of the issues that I have touched on a lot in the Meta Steel stuff. I was in the program in San Nicolas. Meta Steel have created hardship for itself by not embracing the Nimba people. For example, Nimba is the second largest bar in Liberia. You find absolutely no Nimbayan lawyers on the Meta Steel legal team. Why is that so? Why are you discriminating on the country where you take the oath from? So you are creating your own problem. You are not embracing the Nimba people. As a result, you continue to have noise in your plantation area. So if I were Meta Steel, my first instant of security would be to prioritize Nimba people. There are a lot of competent Nimbayans, PhD in law, master in law, whatsoever. Prioritize them, have them in, and then you get engineers, you get administrators, you get technicians, you promote them. And so in the budget, especially in the 200 million, I want our people to go there and fight. What has gone to Capitol Hill is a proposal. Second aspect of the budget that concern me, they say all politics is local. And Lorena, you talk about Sake-Pie. I think when we left Sake-Pie, we left Sake-Pie at 300,000, 350 or 300,000. Right around there, we left Sake-Pie. We left Ban at 150,000. We took Ban from 0 to 150,000. We took Zoga Medical from 0 to 250,000. Sake-Pie, when I came in office, Sake-Pie was hovering around 100, and we took it from there. So unfortunately, in the last 6 years, Sake-Pie dropped to 30, and Ban dropped to 10. Those were so drastic that they were killing those institutions. Now that there is a big lift, I think they should go up higher. From what I see, Ban is around 75 and Sake-Pie is around 100 or 150. That is small for Sake-Pie. Because if in 2017 Sake-Pie was around 300,000, we can come almost 10 years and then we are at 100. What is that? And then the budget has increased. So when the budget increases, the critical sector should get more attention instead of the luxury section or the elite section. The elite section will be, for example, the speaker office. Okay, so go ahead, heavy. Speaker Suno run his office on the 500,000 budget very effectively. So what is happening in the speaker office that every year the money going up? That's an issue for those at finance ministry. They are all my friends and brothers. We went to school together. We studied economics just the same way. So what is the economic theory that is operational? That you will increase the speaker office budget. Yeah, I went to Australia. I tell you, the Prime Minister of Australia, who is the head of state, his office budget is around 25,000. And that shows to you, though it's a parliamentary system, That shows to you how people keep it very low so that more can go on development because our schools need a lot. So the budget overall, I would think that the legislature should focus on the additional revenue going to health, education, and road infrastructure, then increasing the benefits of higher up officials who are already well taken care of. I mean, they are well taken care of. And if I was finance minister, I tell you, people will not like me. But I'm not finance minister. So that those are the issues there with the budget. You know the agenda is rescue. So SACA having dropped from 300,000 to 30,000, it needs to be pushed up. Bound two. The same thing at Jackson Hebdo. One of the ways that I helped to raise money for Jackson Hebdo, which Dr. Keter and other people can attest to, was simple. I got a statistic from Jackson Hebdo and I realized that actually Nimbayan were the least in terms of percentage of people going there. The bulk of Jackson Hebdo statistic as of 2015 was Southeastern area. So based on that, I cited a meeting of all the caucus members, including Senator Cheru. He was very instrumental. That was before 2014. Take it back. So we had our meeting. We sent for Dr. Keter. I organized it, and we drew up a resolution. With that resolution in my hand, we were able to get additional 1.5 million for JFD. Out of that 1.5 million, they built additional doctor's quarter and that guest facility you see in there. So there is a way and there is a formula that the Nima caucus or Representative Twanglika can go for and have JFD money to go up because it's a regional hospital. And you are able to mobilize Grand G there, River G, River Cess, and how you call it, other county, even Bond County. You can have a cross section of senators to and representatives to come in, and then you will put Jackson Hebdo. That was how I did it, and their money went up. So for Jackson though to go up, it needs that regional approach, and our lawmakers should have that capacity to organize and mobilize the others to come on board. And for SACP and BAMS, particularly, I think the senior senator in Antoine, the junior senator Samuel Koga, and Representative Musa Bility. These are the three members of the District 7 caucus. They should join together and put him so that the budget for those facilities to go up. And then our mother hospital budget needs to go up, as well as other facilities that drop off the budget as a result of post-Ebola crisis, which was dropped off the budget. Musa could try something. He's very influential and get people to come back on the budget. So those are my fundamental concern with the budget. The additional resources should all be directed to the critical sector.
Lorena, you got a question there?
Yeah, sure, I do. So, for example, the PB Hospital is a faith-based hospital owned by the Lutheran Church. And then United Cancer Methodist Hospital is also a faith-based hospital owned by the Methodist Church. But if you look at the two hospital budget over time, especially from the God administrator to now, you will see that PB is always tapping. So I'm wondering if our lawmakers are just sitting and put just write anything they accept it. What do you suggest? What can you suggest to hear to them and even appear to them as a former and experienced lawmaker, so that because Methodist may be faith-based, but it is the biggest hospital in the region, in the Bengal region. Although we have E&J there, but procedures are done at Methodist, most of them are not done at E&J. And so if you give them little money and always give PB higher money, I don't know why is that way. What can you suggest to our caucus members to be able to push for Methodist?
Thank you. So So thank you. That was one of the first things that Honorable Nonkio and I welcome in 2006 along with Senator Dolo. So we realized that, and then when we went into the advocacy, we were further enlightened and educated. Now, what happened fundamentally, the difference is this: the Liberia government has an MOU with the Episcopal Church for support of Phoebe Hospital. So Phoebe Hospital is a joint venture between the government of Liberia and the Episcopal Church. It's the same thing, similar arrangement with Cottington. So, but for Phoebe Hospital is very strong. So, and the TB hospital runs a nursing program. That nursing program, it was put there with government committing to support it continuously. So at one point, we got so mad at Dr. Gwini Gali that we mobilized the flow and took money from Jacksonville. I mean, sorry, and took money from Phoebe. So at that time, I have two scholarship students at Phoebe. I went for their capping, and the administrator said, okay, it is good Sewa Dona is here. He took our money, and everybody was like tearing down on me. So I said, I need to speak. So I spoke and I clarified to them that, look, Dr. Boniga is the problem. He's keeping my facility number low. So I took the money from Phoebe to spray it in my facility. I used my lady e-friends. So next time I'll tell Dr. Bonigari to take care of all of us, then nobody will charge Phoebe money. But the difference between Phoebe and Ganta is that Phoebe is government responsibility based on the MOU, and Ganta has no such MOU. So when we went to fight for Ganta, we were fighting on the line of subsidy, which is discretionary. For Phoebe, it's obligatory. So we were able, if you ask Victor Tayo, he's listening, he will tell you what we did for Ganta that time, to the extent Victor said, oh, do not you bring anybody here, you take treatment free. We went in and we raised Ganta to 150. It was at 80. So me, Nonkido, Dolo, we hit it hard. I actually went in the media talking here and there, shooting so. And then we also did it for Winifred Harley. And one thing too in America I've not followed up was that the reconstruction of the new county hospital because of the railway. I haven't followed up, and I should follow it up. And I think you people need to investigate that and the status of that. So that's the situation with Ganta. So for Ganta, it's lobby, it's subsidy. For Phoebe, it's obligation. So Phoebe will always be higher than Ganta.
Now, Lorena, you can ask your last question and we go to TK. Maybe
So what about Phoebe and GW Harley in Stanley City? Because GW Harley is purely government-owned facility.
Yeah.
So what's about the
Exactly.
facility?
So the problem with GW Harley still that is below Phoebe is GW Harley doesn't have a training facility. So because when a hospital has a training facility, it means nursing students in Liberia actually in government facility are not paying much. So they should be fed, and they should be taken care of, they should be housed, and the electricity and the utilities is coming down. So the School of Nursing budget is included in that Phoebe budget you are seeing. Now, our Mother County Hospital doesn't have a training facility, and it's still very small in terms of outreach and people that go into it. So hopefully the new facility is built, then it will expand. But let me say this, that did not stop us from taking GW Harley budget from 50,000 to almost 300 or 300,000 sold during my tenure. So I am not saying that it should be less, but I'm just giving you the technical side. But nothing stop our people from pushing it, never, notwithstanding. Because we actually push it up, notwithstanding. Because take for example, when I was putting Zoga Medical on the budget, which is Dr. Wiato Hospital, there was no precedent. But hey, we went in and got them 50. When I was putting Bond Health Center on budget, there was no doctor there. But we went in and started them somewhere. So yes, that's the role of the lawmaker. Now, you popular in Nimba, you want election, good. Show your strength at the capital now in the budget process. So let evaluate then by the budget process to say which of them got more for them. That's the kind of discussion I want. And that is where my strength lie when out of the capital. I'll always getting more from my district. And just look at it, Lorena, quickly. You see that I was able to get two city hall projects in the same year when some of my colleagues couldn't get one. That is the skill of getting it from the county and from national government. So we should hold them by that. Hey, why you are able to get in the budget process? And you people are in the best position to ask our meaning. Sorry, our honorables. Honorable, what are you getting for District 7 in this budget? What are you getting for District 6 in the budget? What's happening with JFD? Hey, Koto, you knew, but my man, what happening with with Zoga and with Butu and Blale? I just talking on the medical center, and for Musapa, I'm on his back. I want 15 million of that, 50 million for second tier bond, and I'm backing him, and we'll fight that battle together.
Thank you. DK, you can ask your two questions. Madam Lorena, I beg you, the guest.
Lorena, ask your last question. Let her ask, man. I want to for Lorena today.
Mine is not a question. I just want to say I heard the 50 million of the 200 million for national method that will be used for grandkids more road. Grandkids more if they have a mining company there. And so if they're taking our money, because I would say that's our money, because national method is in Nima, they are taking the oath from Nima. And then not even 10 million that will be used for our road. I just think it's unfair, and I'm going to blame our corporate. Nothing is done about that, and especially my own lawmaker, honorability. He needs to leave Facebook and focus more on engaging with the speaker, the deputy speaker, those responsible for the budget, and make sure that bank is connected to second people, because if bank is connected, the people in the rest of Zoga, they also have access to easily come to second tier and even go to Sabata to the hospital. So because that's our money. So I think we all need to join a bag, the caucus, especially on mobility, to put all the energy behind it a few days and leave all the other talk for now until we can get something done. And Jeff, thank you for bringing that up, because I was not even thinking that I have not even heard that 50 million of that money was the money they take about all the 50 grandkids more. I didn't even know it is the money from our inheritance. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Lorena, when you go to the budget, go to the last page, the last two paper on the back of the budget, that's capture it. So if you're not careful, you won't see it.
Thank you so much, Honorable Duna. Again, folks, we are in communication tonight with Honorable Wale Sewa Duna. Honorable Wale Sewa Duna is one of the veteran lawmakers and one of the most intellectual sons of Nima County. He serves as representative in District 7. When he was serving as representative of Electoral District 3, that time Zoga and the rest of the places were still one district. And after he served as representative of District 7, so he comes with wealth of experience and knowledge. I mean, most of these things that he's saying, I don't know about it. I know that George Way Halley Hospital got into the budget. That budget was increased. I know about Zoga. Who added them there? And during you guys' term, we didn't see too much of Facebooking. We saw the work. But I must admit to you right now, the entire Nima County caucus, from the 2 senators to the 9 representatives, their work is done on Facebook. We're not seeing anything from them. Everything is done on Facebook. But I got my own 1 or 2 cent question to ask you. Let's go to DK. DK, welcome to the show. You can ask. I don't know whether you got a question for Honorable Duna.
Thank you. The other people.
I'm a comrade there. We got outstanding issues saying he went to America.
We were talking about, man. During the time when they were there, you were small. You were not. The Facebook were not all over the place. That button phone you were using. So
If Facebook were available to now, they were going to be on it. But thank you. Mine will be few things. I will really hit you higher. I hope you are prepared. I know they've been giving you all the softball questions. One will be, I will put it together and you respond. In 2017, while in Unity Party, you became a deviant. You didn't support the Unity Party candidate. You decided to go with Dr. McIntosh at the time. Whatever relationship between you and McIntosh didn't work, and he didn't become the candidate of the party. If I say deviant, maybe it might sound hard, sorry, better, but I know you are intellectual. That one. You made reference to Copper Claw position. When Copper Claw was dismissed, you were still a member of the Unity Party because in 2017 you came back. In fact, when Wemo Pay was removed, you became a candidate for that position. That's two. When you said when people chastise you for taking job for Nima man, I think that was the basis. Was I in Liberia? No. But when Wemo Pay was removed as chairman of the Unity Party, you on a road do not have flyers everywhere that you were a candidate. Again, that quest was unsuccessful. You didn't achieve that. And there was nowhere in the public that you gave reason why you didn't contest. So people saw those two instances are do not fighting the Nima brothers. You made reference to Copper Claw and the late Nokai. That the Nokai were part of the Unity Party. Copper Claw was member of the NDR that supported the CDC and came to power. But you became a member of the Unity Party, sitting a member of the Unity Party, you declared. In 2017, in 2023, your reason was Baka was not giving you the face. So you never wanted your political career to die. Because of that, you decided to support CDC. If somebody like me will say all of those things about you, what would be your response?
Okay, thank you very much. Let us first, since there is an audience, we will ask that you withdraw the word deviant because you appear not to understand the internal dynamic and the constitution of the Unity Party and overall political atmosphere in the country as regard contestation, internal competition within political institutions. It was the year 2016 that the Unity Party, as per a constitution, always conduct its presidential ticket, its standard bearer election 1 year before the elections. It was in that contest that we had two candidates. We had Dr. Toga McIntosh and Vice President Baka. Nyan Martin of Nimba, along with Chairman Pei, were leading the then Vice President campaign, while I was spearheading McIntosh campaign along with current Ambassador Fambolet, Minister Steve Newville, current Superintendent of Maserado, Worry Bryan, and other guys, current Prince Sitting Mayor Robert Bestman. Those were the guys in it. So let me correct you on that. It was a purely internal party competition. And the Unity Party constitution allows a contest for every position. So at that point, we were supporting McIntosh. And then when McIntosh opted to decline from the race and pursue his consolidation with two other parties, the core Unity Party members, we told him, no, we were fighting with you for the standard bearer, but we are not your followers on your political adventure. Bye-bye. Thereupon, I led a delegation to the current president house, along with Internal Affairs Minister then Tukpa, and I announced to him that the contest was over. He was going to bang on white ballot. We proceeded to Banga. We endorsed the white ballot, and I campaigned for him very strongly. Contrary to what you say, my ex-wife was even on the ballot in District 5, so that means personal resources from my pocket went in that campaign. I endorsed the then candidate Roger Doma, campaigned for him. and we retain that seat for Unity Party. So I think your misunderstanding is with the internal politics of the Unity Party and the competition which is allowed and which President Barkai understands well. I'm not on record telling anybody that President Barkai didn't give me face. That is erroneous. At no time did President Barkai, as standard bearer, refuse to meet with Honorable Duna. That is not true. What happened in 2023 will happen in 2023. And I'll also say here that at no time did I contest the chairmanship of Unity Party in opposition to Women Pay. No. We campaigned for women to become Secretary General in Ganta in 2010. Unfortunately, he was defeated. And when Fambole resigned from the post, we prevailed with women as our candidate subsequently at the SKD mini convention. And women ascended to the Secretary General position. And when women was going for the chairmanship, at that point, though I had an ambition for one of the vice, we squashed it right away, and Chairman Payne knows why. We squashed it because he was going for the bigger one. So you apparently not aware of those discussions that we have behind the scene before we come into the public. As regard Mr. Kopokura, he and I have never been in the same political party. Kopokura is from MDR, as you are aware. And he was in the CDC government as a coalition partner. So he was therefore not there as a Unity Party man. So there were at no point conflict between me and Kopokura. I think the MDR fundamentally, they don't understand the nuances of politics, and the militants and the official of NDR, they just released a storm that I was taking Kopokura job, which was very laughable. And I don't respond to those kind of childish things because it just shows that our people need more education. Now, I brought it in the discussion to say, why when he replaced Frederick Nokia, who was from the Unity Party, and he from the MDR, why there was an insult to him. And I also have just said, why when Martina Ketingban replaced Wilmot Pay, there was no insult to him from the same MDR quarters, and they in the same government again. So I'm therefore concluding that their issue were personal. And so given my character and my weight of politics, probably they didn't like it. But you come in politics, you need to develop tough skin. You got to develop elephant skin, not for babies. And if you don't, if the president exercises his discretionary power to remove you, you are removed. Whosoever he feels like goes there. Women is my friend, childhood friend. I didn't like his dismissal, but got to accept it. It's the president who did it. Tima is a longtime friend. He got promoted. I'm happy for him. I'm sad about women because the exercise of the president power. So we should have that maturity to accept it. That is the point I'm trying to make. And let me tell you, it is so disappointing that you have people of the caliber of the president succeeded at post crying that I took his job. He's a senior counselor. And that filtered down to the young people. And we as leaders should not be doing that. You see, have you ever heard Mr. Pietro say Tingman took my job? No. Look at Tingman. Look at the exchange they had at the turning over. That is what they call mature politics. That is political awareness. You know that what the rule is. He says, brother move, brother come. You usher your brother in the proper way. That is what was lacking at that time. And notwithstanding, we don't even have a problem with that. We went ahead, we'll do our work. We went around, we'll clean a room that was left dirty. You want me to go into that? Go to the ministry website and see my achievement that was posted when I left by the interim team. So overall, concerning your points, I have touched on it. I have asked you to withdraw the word defiant because you probably didn't understand our internal politics of 2016. And you were not aware that I campaigned very hard for President Barkai at that time. And also regarding the chairmanship of the Unity Party, yes, I was a candidate. And I won't tell you here why I declined from the race, because there were high-level discussion which have now become presidential discussion, which I cannot divulge. Because the person who was at the center of the discussion then is a president now. So I cannot divulge that he has become presidential one-on-one. But at that time, Wilmot was nowhere in the picture. Wilmot was removed by the NEC. I left the NEC of the Unity Party when my legislative term expired. So I left the NEC on January 22nd, 2017. Wilmot was removed around 2020, at which time I didn't even enter NEC meetings. So I know absolutely nothing about Wilmot's removal. I was not involved. And Wilmot and myself will remain very close and cordial friends and brothers. And I won't have people misconstruing and misinterpreting and giving wrong information to the listening audience on Chairman Pay and I. And lastly, concerning the I think I've touched on all. So I never fought a Nimba brother. The only Nimba people I have fought politically were those that contested against me in District 3. We fought each other politically. Those that contested with me in District 7, we fought each other politically. But in my campaigning, I see backers come for passing. I stop. We shot. We exchange joke. I go to Second Pier. I go to Bibel Evan House. We joke. That's me there. It's all politics. It's nothing personal. My personal relationship are different. In my campaign, I don't need corp, and nobody on my team ever insult anybody. We deal with issues, not personality. And that has been Wale do not trade my politics. You curse me, I don't curse. I did it with Dr. H. Bama Fambule here on the national platform. He started insulting me. I told him I'm an elder of Wale. I don't insult. And I dealt with him intellectually, academically, and we disposed him. So DKY is the same thing. Our issue in 2016 was the internal democracy of the Unity Party, and there was nothing personal. We went on to support the winner, the Kennedy. And so that's where we are. And I can take other questions from you, but Mr. Moderator, I will ask Mr. DKY to please withdraw the statement that I was defiant. That was wrong. It was our internal political discussion.
Thank you, Representative Duna. Like I said, maybe the war was harsh. I take responsibility. I withdraw. In fact, before you could speak, I told you I withdrew. Yeah, but like I said, when you hear, you are an intellectual person, so they were giving you some broad question.
Once you withdraw, it's gone. Once you withdraw, it's gone.
No, it's gone. Thank you, boss man. You know my boss man. So my next question is, you know, when you train people, that can be. My next question is, in the 2017 elections, you know the exchange between you and I, when LA who refused, Madam Seri, who refused to support the party, were expelled, you went against our decision. So when I said you were taking side with a deviant of the party, because the decision at the time, they called the decision as the people who refused to support the party decision and the constitution of the party. You know, I'm a member of the Unity Party. So I'm outsider. Maybe I've not been in a senior executive meeting of Unity Party. Now, but I'm a member of Unity Party, you know that. So that's one. Two, do you still have ambition to contest? My information is that why I keep bringing you up. My information is you are considering to contest in Magibi. That's one. You can speak on the area. You see, you're making me laugh. You're making me laugh. So they say you are making a political comeback and you are doing that in Magibi. That's true. You see the method. You don't want me talk. You don't want me asking the hard question.
No, I'm listening.
Then the next issue you raised that I want you to test to also was, you wrote a few days ago about senior and junior senator. That debate has sparked out everywhere. Me, I want to learn from you. My understanding of the junior and senior senator, because you are a veteran, a lawyer, and everything, you can educate us. Since 2006, I remember that's the time someone was elected, a senator was elected for 6 years, and the next person with a higher vote was elected for 9 years. They debate that somebody is junior and senior senator. Since 2009, no senator have been elected for less than 9 years. How can you reconcile that, Honorable Duna?
All right, thank you. So quickly, I'm just hearing that I have interest in Maggie, so that's why I was laughing. I don't know where it's coming from. So, as you are aware, as
And to be personal, people they said that Tony. They said you concerned to protect Tony. You have a fine Tony.
So you see, that statement is so erroneous that it's laughable again. Tony is in Monserrato County, and I just happen to have a little land there and farming on it because while we were in Morovia pursuing academic and other stuff, our cousin and to all the land in Guale, so I want to make farm, so we got to buy land on that side. And concerning Madam President EJS exposure, the reason I was against it, everything I said in the executive committee came to pass. And the very people who voted, they follow me and we went to make peace. The problem is Madam Salih had one vote. I didn't think we lost the election in 2017 by one vote. And I never saw her actively campaigning against the party. And therefore, when the resolution by the 15 county chairs came, I simply asked a simple question that it should be sent to a select committee so that they investigate her. You cannot bring someone complain today, you kill a person, you send a person to South Beach the same day. No, that's not justice, that's not democracy. So those were the points. And then when they went to NEC, they lost the election, they lost the case. When they went to the Supreme Court, the justice in chamber told them, look, if you don't go fix the thing, we'll come up with judgment, will be embarrassing to the party. And the justice in chamber was appointed during the tenure in November. That's how everybody we are came right back to what Wale Duna said. So that's said to it. Concerning the senior senator, the senatorial position, the Constitution of Liberia says the first election upon the coming into force of this constitution should create senators of 2 grades. One go for 9 years, one for 6 years, so as to stagger the term. In other words, you will have a midterm senatorial elections because for institutional continuity. Because if you are starting in 1986 and everybody go for 9 years and then everybody go out, then you get a new Senate. And the wisdom in there, we have seen it. In the first election of 2011, the 15 senators that went to elections, only one returned. In the elections of 2014, the 15 senators that went, only 2 returned. That was Senator Johnson and Senator Joel Howard Taylor. So that trend have shown that those who crafted the Constitution, they were very wise. Now, let me come to the point. So, because of the Civil War, we didn't have that continuity. And so at the peace accord in Accra and the understanding among political parties, which I was part of that discussion as Secretary General of the New Deal movement, it was that the 2005 election was a new beginning. And therefore, the result will create 2 senators or 2 categories. And once all the political parties signed onto it, it became approved by Liberian partners. So that was what happened in 2005. I was in the room when the decision was made. Now, the enforcement came out, and so Senator Johnson and Senator Dolo emerged. Senator Johnson with the highest number becoming the senior senator, and Senator Dolo becoming the junior senator. In 2011, Senator Dolo didn't retain his seat, and Senator Grupi came in on a 9-year term. Now, but what has happened when Senator Grupi came in? Somebody is senior senator, and the person is still in the House. So therefore, coming in on 9 years, you still don't have a longer tenure. So seniority then, as of 2011, it becomes on tenure. on how long you are in. Because the foundation was that you win the highest vote, you win 9 years, and you are senior because of the 9 years. Therefore, you are senior because of your longer stay in the House. So Senator Johnson continued as senior. Senator Johnson retained his seat in 2014. Therefore, he continued as senior. Now, look at the scenario. What if Senator Johnson was defeated in 2014? Who were to become senior senator? Group E. Because by 2014, Group E has gone 3 years. 2012, 2013, yeah, he had gone 2.5 years, right? So Group E would have become senior senator if Senator Johnson had lost the elections. Senator Johnson didn't lose the election. He wrapped it up. So he continued in his seniority, right? Then in 2023, Senator Johnson again retained his seat. His seniority continued. By that time, he has gone for 18 years. And therefore now, what happened? When Senator Kuhn, the then Senator Kuhn, became Vice President Kuhn, a vacancy occurred. And Senator Yan Twa-Yen won the vacancy. Senator Yan Twa-Yen became senator in 2024. The same 2024, 8 years into Senator Twa-Yen's tenure as junior senator, our incumbent long-serving father passed. A vacancy has been created. The person who comes to fill the Senate that vacancy is Senator Twa-Yen, who has served longer as senator. Senator Twa-Yen. Has Senator Johnson been alive, Senator Twa-Yen will never be a senior senator. But by the time Senator Koga was elected, he is starting day one as day one senator. Senator Twa-Yen was already 1 year into his tenure. Therefore, the senator with the longest tenure from Nimba County now is Senator Yan Twa-Yen. He is the senior senator. That is all that has happened. And the same thing happened in Grand Bassa. Senior Senator Gbesong Garfinle lost the elections. What happened? The guy who was in-house during that 2014, the guy who won in 2011 automatically became the senior senator of Grand Bassa. So that is what has been happening, and that is the practice and the norm everywhere globally. When you are the senator of longer years in the House, you are the senior senator. Even in the legislature, in the House of Representatives, for the few of us who returned in 2011, we were referred to as senior representative by a colleague out of respect. The whole senior veteran, because why? We were there 6 years and they were just starting. So that's how it happened. So it is no controversy. It's public education, and I was receiving too many calls and questions on it. So I thought to just use my platform to explain it. And I try to differentiate our system of governance from the traditional norm and family practice. What was the traditional norm and family practice when Senator Johnson died? His family members, Senator Koga, went through some traditional norms, which everybody witnessed. That has nothing to do with the Constitution of Liberia, the running of the Liberian Senate, and our system of governance. It is entirely, even within the Gyok setting, that was traditionally even a family affair. When you go in your way, that thing does not affect the whole your way. When you go my place, it does not affect the whole go my place. It affects only that family. The family has made a decision that this hero passed and this son succeed him in the hero role as within our family. So that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. Senator Koga is my friend and brother of long years.
My last question.
Koga is a friend and brother of long years. Let me end. And I congratulate him on his victory. But Koga is a junior senator. Yan Twa-Yen is a junior brother to all of us. But Yan Twa-Yen is our senior senator, and he's the foremost, besides the vice president at the legislative level. He's the higher legislative officer of Nimba County for now. Give him a courtesy. Forget about his age.
Thank you, big brother. I think that clarity you provided and the radar a lot of contradictions.
No.
You quoted Constitution. You quoted Constitution. That the Constitution said 9 years, and the other one says 6 years. Now, when you come to referencing you as veteran before, because you stay long in the legislature, it, like you said, it's traditional practice. Like people from LU will call you veteran because you've been there long. So it had no constitutional basis. So if you wrote that as a constitutional lawyer, then it was flawed. Beyond that, I think, let
me call you the order. Let me call you the order quickly. There was no flaw in it. In my build-up, the hosts and others who follow the show will follow up. In my build-up, I took you back to 1986, and I brought you to 2005 while we repeated the action of 1985 in 2005 because the continuity of the government was disrupted by the Civil War. And therefore, to elect 2 senators for a 9-year term, it will not stagger the term. And that was the basis that the political leaders, of which I was a part of as Secretary General of the New Deal, took the decision, along with the mediation committee responsible for Liberia. Having said that, I have established the constitutional basis for which Senator Johnson, with the highest number, became senior senator, and Senator Tayo Dolo, with the lowest number, became junior senator. And I have said that globally, everywhere, a senior senator is a senator with the longest tenure in the Senate. And I conclude that currently in the Liberian Senate, when it comes to the 2 senators from Nimba, Senator Twayen, elected in 2024, has longer tenure in the House than Senator Koga, elected 2025. So there is no contradiction in my post and in my presentation.
Thank you. Like, again, people from out there will always say all the questions, so we have to push you to hear the result. Thank you. My last question.
I don't have a problem with that. I like tough questions.
Yeah, Joe, is that my last question or I got last one?
No, that's your last question that we got to take leave of the guest. Yeah,
Oh, okay, because I got last tough question before you go. So, my last question to you. My last question to you is
you have not asked any tough questions tonight, though.
My last question to you is: somebody said you return to the Unity Party, which is good. I must commend you. Thank you for coming back to our party after taking some sabbatical. At least you didn't join any political party. You were just on a sabbatical and came back. But there is this allegation. Somebody just sent it to me that you came back, the vice president hired you to do some work for him, and they gave you pickup for that. How do you respond?
I mean, some people make some ridiculous and totally unfounded and ludicrous assertion, and you bring it on air. I have no contract with the vice president, publicly or privately, meaning with the institution of the vice presidency. I don't have a job there. In private capacity, His Excellency the Vice President have not hired my service for anything. And then you should also note that the Vice President and myself, the Vice President is on the coalition. He's actually from the MDR in a coalition. And I am fundamentally, from the very, very beginning, a Unity Party person. So the assertion cannot hold. And the Vice President have not made any donation of ego to me. And whosoever says so is totally in error. I don't know about what they're talking about. Maybe that someone else the Vice President gave a Vigo to. Maybe that someone else the Vice President has offered job in his office. But the Vice President myself have not had any discussion on this. And our return to the Unity Party, the entire process was led by Minister Dagose, and it started long before she became minister on the direct mandate of the party hierarchy, and the communication to me was signed by Senator Daba Vapala. So it has absolutely nothing to do with the vice president, and that thing is erroneous. It's a total lie. Don't take it serious.
Thank you so much, Honorable Duna. I mean, you spent almost more than 1 hour here. So,
More than an hour.
yeah, we got to take leave of you. I appreciate you for being here tonight.
My man, we're taking the people out of motion around. I can't hear that down.
No. We had a verbal agreement. So we got to take leave of him. Yeah,
Please, man. I actually not too fine today, but I just had to honor the invite. That's why I asked for 1 hour. So another time we can go the full length. And
thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, if I may close, I want to thank all of you. Those questions were good.
Before you close, I beg you, Donna, this is a really exciting conversation, and I want you to answer this question for us. The issue of ArcelorMittal. People have been saying, other group of people have been saying ArcelorMittal is not doing well. They don't need extension until they do some of those things that they mentioned in the MDA, the 2007 MDA. Other people have been saying ArcelorMittal is doing well when it comes to job creation for the locals. Now, we have 200 million signing bonus in the budget. What say you? Do you think our government should sign this thing, or they should press the back of ArcelorMittal to pave the road from Sanikole to Yekepa, to beautify Yekepa? What do you think?
So, thank you very much. For me, from my experience in government, if the signature fee is already part of our budget, then it's clear that it is government position to renew that contract. The problem with ArcelorMittal concession agreement and many concession agreement in Liberia is compliance. Who are those responsible, I said in Sanikole, to ensure that Metal Steel does some of those things people talking about every day? We got a National Bureau of Concession which was set up to provide key oversight on concession agreements. We also have, of course, the Ministry of Mines and Energy. So these two key agencies. We also have Minister of Justice have some role. Ministry of Finance have some roles. What are they saying about the agreement? Metal Steel, this portion, you know what they call it yet. You need to do it. Those are the things we are talking about. And for me, I think the agreement of 2004 that was revised in 2007 has served us well. Through that, we were able to have yellow machine for the county. We were able to have a lot of projects. In fact, the two city halls that we got in Brown and Second Pier, where you think we were able to lobby that money from the social fund, by the way? And we used our influence and got it through the county council. So, and then the road being paid from Ganta there, the caucus went in with Madam Salih. We lobbied her. It was not in the concession agreement, and we got it. The new hospital was not in the concession agreement. We got it. Now, that's what I said from the beginning. Our guys need to be compact, united, and have an approach to government on this process. You're taking me back. Do you know that in 2006, we pressured President Salih till she agreed, and Nimbayan sat in the negotiation in New York, Dr. Siawe? No. And we were under pressure. But this time, our people knew it was coming. And I can say on air that I actually touched base with a lot of them that, gentlemen, you need to close rank and make sure that we get more in the new agreement that coming, because I don't care what you say on Facebook. This is a huge company, and the government of Liberia is not about to say we can't give you a new contract. No, I don't see it. So work with what you have and go in and get what you can get. And that's why I was pointing out in my conversation with Lorena that, hey, you got 200 million, my brother. It's already part of our budget. So the government said, it's clear that this will be signed, right? So if I'm a lawmaker now, I'm hustling in there to get what I can get from my people. I mean, it's clear. I mean, you see it in the budget. Then you say you're fighting on Facebook. The decision is not made on Facebook. You have minister from Nima County. You just 9 plus 2, 11. 9 voting the lower house. They can pass that thing with all of y'all from Nima voting against. It's binding on the government of Liberia, on the people of Liberia. How many are you in the Senate too? They can pass it over your vote. Therefore, my brother, it's a number game. We used to jokingly say doing some of our speaker removal saga and all of like that. You get a number. When you don't get a number, you play the game and see what you can get for your people. That's why I'm urging Senator Twain, Senator Koga, and my representability to go in and see that 50 million of the 200 million there, what we can do to pave to Banya. For me, I know that agreement will pass and we can improve on it by effective oversight to make sure Meta still complies. That is somebody's job. So that's my take on it.
14 new seats. This is my last question, and you take leave of us. 14 new seats to come in Liberia. 2 to Nima County. You're a veteran lawmaker. You know more about this. Under your regime, when you serve as representative of Electoral District 3, after that, they divided the districts, and then you went to District 7. You served there. Now, the guys are saying we need more seats in Liberia. 14. Nima will be getting 2. Do you think Liberia, economically, we are ready for partitioning of our districts, our counties again?
Actually, so the constitution say after 10 years a census should be conducted, and after that the legislature should set a threshold. In 2010 and 11, people said that there was still huge displacement, and therefore we could not set a number. The constitution required that you set a number that will be applied nationwide, so that every electoral district should have approximately equal number of persons. That's the background. Now that did not happen, and we passed a resolution. So we went in there, we mobilized 25 lawmakers. I worked with other guys who were part of the team, and we blocked that. And there was a stalemate, and then they say, okay, what will offer Nimba? We offer Nimba 2 to take your bike to 9. Now, so the constitutional dictate was not followed. In 2011, we passed a resolution. This legislature should please set a number. And I think some of us will be willing to go to court so that they should pass a threshold number, not another resolution. But if our guys in there do not have the number to pass a threshold, because what happened is the small county dynamics. Now you open a new topic for me. The small counties have the majority at the Senate. In 2010, we passed it at 44,000. It went to the Senate. Counties like Riverside will be reduced to 1 seat. Bomi will go down to 2 seats. Grand Crew will go down to 1 seat. They join together. River G will go down to 1.5 seats. They join together and block it in the Senate. 2 times we pass it in the lower house. 2 times they block it in the Senate. Before we could go for the resolution as a compromise, because time was running short. Now there is no time running short. We don't need a resolution. The next elections are in 2029. Set a number. If that 50,000, we apply it uniformly. So that, as John Boba used to say, people will not be representing forests and rivers and valleys, while people are representing huge population. So what we need is a threshold bill with a number that will be applied on a straight rule nationwide. We don't need a resolution. But if the Nimba delegation feels that the resolution will go all the way, I am not there, then their job is to please go back and scatter everything so that Nimba get additional 3 or 4 seats. 2 is unacceptable, because when we apply for the 8,000 that time, Nima was at 12 seats. So that's what happened. So now to say, oh, Nima will give you 2 more, no. Nima still got, if you get Nima 2 more, you're going to 11. Nima original by the equality formula will put Nima at 12, 13. So my guys, you done well, you got 2, but please go back. 2 more there for you to get if the resolution will go. That's the practical thing to do. If the resolution will not go, then let them set a threshold. But if they know the threshold will be difficult to pass because of the smaller counties in the Senate will block it, then go in the resolution and get additional seats for Nima. Now you talk about the budget side of it. The budget side of it is there. What did the Constitution say? Constitution say not more than 100. But there is something the Constitution say that is critical, that is driving this thing, that the electoral district should have approximately equal numbers of citizens. Now, you take District 4 in Monserrato, they have about 80 some more thousand registered voters. You take the entire Riverside County, it has less number than that. But Riverside have 2 representatives and District 4 have 1 representative. You take District 4 in Nima County, from Kokopa all the way to Bople. Oh my God. Now, that's almost a county size. And then it has 1 representative. But that same number of population for River G is 3 representatives. That is not democratic. So there is a principle of democracy that has been violated in having unequal representation. I mean, electoral district. So that is the principle that is underlying and driving that. Let's try and maintain some and achieve some level of equality, equal number of people to a representative. And that is why the focus should be Monserrato, Nimba, Bon, and Lofa. But I think Lofa should get 1, Bon 1, and Nimba 4. Bassa does not need additional seat because the population is not much. And if I were in the house, that's where we will be fighting around. Because the thing is, the small countries, okay, my man, you put a threshold number on the floor. You know what it will do to them? It will frighten them. It will cut them down. And therefore, they will say, Nima, why you want? Okay, Nima will join you. So you got all the small countries who are afraid of the number. They will come and get Nima more seat. So it's easy. We did it before, it can be done again. Sometimes it's good to consult. If Lorena Benson were before me, it's good to call Lorena at that point, why are they there? You know, that those kind of conversations are not taking place. We arrive and we think that's all. So those conversations will help going forward for our great county and other counties. But I think Nima can get more. If I was from the Nima caucus now, I would draft a threshold bill with a number of 50,000 per constituency and drop it on the floor. Pam! We start bargaining now. And I'll get my 4 seat or 3 seats.
Thank you so much, Martina. It has been a really great conversation with you here today.
Yeah.
I would like to say thank you for being here. I hope and pray that before the Christmas, maybe you give us one time again, so at least we can discuss the issue of mental details. But thank you for being here. Finally, what can we hear from you?
All right, so I want to thank you guys very much for the time and the listeners who have been following. That is always our duty and our obligation to come and share with you people, because through your medium we are getting to our people too, and providing some level of education and some level of awareness, and that helps to make our government more effective. As regard the budget process, I will urge the Nimba caucus to consolidate, to go with a plan and get more. For the health sector, I see Student Mafferson there. I'm not Student Mafferson, yeah. They are aware that we were working as a team, and so we have almost 11 institutions in Nimba on the health budget. So they can do it again. It's not a hard thing. They just need to consolidate and ask people who've been there before. So I'm just urging them to consolidate, and I won't leave the 50 million road project thing because I want some to come for District 7 particularly. and for Bound City to be connected. We can't be in Bound City and be in dust. Why Sakapi can't play Tapeta, Ganta, Sunny Cole? No, it's not fair to us. So your job go there, you take 15 million from there, let it build a road from Sakapi to Bound. Let the remaining 35 million we use it on the Kidmont and Bombing corridor. And for the health sector, they should go in and fight as a team for Jackson Hebdo and all other health facilities because we have an increasing budget. And I think I heard the president say he's committed for it to go into the critical sector. So you go and fight for it. Yeah, you go and grab it. Wow, Richard Kun, why you want need more money for? I need it for second PA. You grab it. Fight it. He's not your enemy, he's your leader, but he doesn't need more money in his budget now. No, he doesn't need it. And I don't think any legislative office at our capital need more money again now. And so I just want to thank you, and we will be available for more discussion.
Thank you so much.
Before the chief leave.
Mama, you live come on.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was running to.
But Ambassador Abenya, I was saying you are refused to allow me
Yeah,
ask
no,
questions.
I gotta go, please.
I beg
Let me
you,
just ask
Chief, the honorable is not feeling too okay. He just
Yeah, I really not too okay. That's why I want to leave early. But we can do it next time. I see Brooks there, but I thought Brooks didn't want to talk, and I have to go now. So, cause another time, please.
You allow DK West to ask all of the questions, more than 1,000 questions.
No, not me. I'm not the host. I'll see you guys. I will see you, please.
All right. Thank you.
I'll call you.
Vedra Maverson, welcome. I know you had some few questions there, but you also listened to Honorable Duna, you and Ama, may I beg you. That's how the show goes sometimes. But I want you to give us your take on the show tonight, including this proposed additional districts in Liberia. Do you think we are ready for this? Every year, every fiscal year, let me say 40 to 45% of our budget stays with the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, especially the legislature and the executive. Our money stay with them. Now, we need additional 14 new seats. One may say this is job creation. I agree with that. But a communication is on the floor of the Liberia Senate to cut down their salary, and that communication brought chaos in the Liberia Senate. Some lawmakers were not satisfied with that communication from Honorable Abraham Darius Dillon. They felt bad about it, and I'm 100% certain that they will not pass that bill for lawmaker salary to reduce. Notwithstanding 11 new seats, Nima County, approximately will get 2 from there. Montserrat will be getting like 4, and the rest of the counties will be getting that share. What say you, Frederick Maverson? Are we ready for this? After you go to Ama to our mother, Lorena, don't care. Let's give you the time.
Why you can be calling Lorena our mother? You say that we are police on platform. Who is our mother? Who your mother?
Ama, I beg you. Lorena is my mother, and there is no other place I would call professional space to say Lorena don't care. That won't go that way. I beg you, Ama. Veteran, let's hear you.
All right, thank you. I just will want to speak more broadly and not to just limit it on the 2 additional seats that was given to Nima, or 14 seats nationally. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Honorable Duna for his experience. His responses were quite in place, especially when you talked about issues or when you responded to issues raised by DK. Quite frankly, many of the activities, some of us were part of it, very directly involved from every stage of it. And like I said, the other day when Honorable Tingman was appointed national job got nothing to do with county, but it's becoming a precedent now that NEMA is trying to localize national job. Everyone is a Liberian, and it is our right, each and every one of us right, nationally, to be given a role by the president to serve. So this person took this person's job is something quite unheard of, because they did not apply for the job. They did not go into a job interview with the person, or they never work under the person or under mine. The president, who has the constitutional responsibility or authority, granted that opportunity and withdrew the opportunity. So if he deemed it necessary to give it to someone, irrespective of the county or tribes, I think it should be a joy for someone to contribute to his quota to the development of his country. So that's it. Now, I would want to look at the two seats in NEMA in a different way, because I'm one person who have always advocated on grounds that NEMA has not been treated fairly when it comes to leadership for time immemorial. I've started my, discussion with national budget to look at NEMA in the first place and give them same allotment with countries like Bapolu, Cape Mount, Bomi. I see it as an unfair budgetary allotment by national government, which Nigerians should stand up and speak against. We should not only be good for voting, we should also be good and respected when it comes to what is due us constitutionally. We did not start bombing from being small. They got men, they got women. We did not stop them from reproducing or from certifying their God-given responsibility. We've done ours, and so what is due us should be given. And if you look at seat allotment in itself, and you see the constitutional nature of it, the Constitution calls for threshold. For time immemorial, it has been a special resolution, which constitutionality again is questioned. So it's one thing to talk about the constraint, financial constraint, but constitutionally, constituents should be represented. That's what the law calls for. And that's why the law, in the wisdom of the framer, talks about a threshold, which is number driven, because you can't have a district that is more than 30,000 people, and then you get district in other county that is less than 2,000 people. So how do you derive that? So if it means, because the very constitution that calls for threshold, they talk about the ceiling based on economic realities. Because if you keep adding, it might pass the threshold, the number set to be, representation, giving all future into consideration. So we urge the government, and these are some of the things that some of us can be very much not happy about, because thinking about electing a president from quote unquote one of the bigger county, somebody who has lived and has experience and knows the workings and the constitutional issues, we think that Liberia issues should be treated with so much bold-face and strong will. The whole thing about fear on the basis of wanting re-election is hampering our development. Because as the population grows, the law calls for representation. There must be people or district created for people to represent. But the creation of districts should reflect the numerical threshold as required by the law. That's the direction that we want some of. But they say, the smaller counties will unite. Being a smaller counties, while it's true that decision in the House is based on consensus and election driven, the laws must be respected. So if the law is hindered, we got to go to court to seek redress. And oftentimes those things can work based on presidential will, which is so much lacking because people don't want to exert that will for the fact that they want re-election, and so they feel they should not, take a decision that will temper with or harm any individual. And so it's unfortunate. We want decision should be based on the realities of the law. Because if that has been the case, you and myself will not be talking about the limited number of seats given to NIMBA. If that has been the case, we'll not be talking about the creation of additional seats because the seats wouldn't have gone to 14. You will also be subtracting from counties that are less populated. So there will have been an equilibrium somewhere in between. You will not just be hiding. Some counties will be lost in seats. And that's what should be done. Now, it's just that the big brother left, and before I came, and sorry for coming late, the issue of Gion Senator, I was looking for constitutional reference or constitutional bindings that is enshrined within our law and in fine print, then I will be able to understand it. But I think what the laws talk about is in an instant case that what happened during the Civil War, there got to be this whole thing put into place so that there can be a balance, which was done during Senator Dolo and Senator Johnson's tenure. And that was compelled Senator Dolo to go for 6 years and not 9 years as required under the law to be the senatorial tenure. Thereafter, all senators are senators. So if you say, okay, your age in a house gives you that competitive advantage for which you should be referred to as senior or junior. Let's then look at it from this way. Before you go to an election, your tenure should have come to an end. What happens is Senator Tanya tenure comes to an end a few years to come, going to election. Because while he had election, he's no longer a senator. Senator Koga will still be there. And coming, he will be starting again afresh. Does that mean that he had lost his senior senator status? Because he will be coming and starting anew. There will be conflict right there. So it will not only apply to, okay, being re-elected or not being re-elected. Because once your tenure comes to an end, your function ceases to exist. It has something to do with age again. Being re-elected and coming, the person there might have served a couple months ahead of you. Should we again say, okay, you're now senior senator, now you become junior? So I feel that the title is undue and it's a recipe for chaos and trouble, and we should refrain from that and call them senators. That's who they are. I'm not saying something, a senior, junior. It happens in an instant case, and that instant case has been addressed by the law.
Fedran, I want to agree with you on this thing. Nothing in our constitution, those people they are the lawmakers. They know the law very well. Nothing in our constitution calls for senior senator, junior senator. What is this distraction?
Well,
where is this distraction coming from?
I think it's either out of, I will not say, or should I say hate, or just to create, confusion, or to keep the county a little bit noises, which will also be at our disadvantage. Because we need our legislators to hold together, stand together, and fight for the county. Okay, you should not create a condition where somebody will be thinking senior. Because the word senior, I mean, if you define it, nobody should be thinking senior, ahead of anybody. They are all senators. They have the equal rank, equal pay, equal respect, equal everything, equal terms of office. So to say, okay, I was there 2 weeks and you came, so I'm the senior. So what happens if your tenure comes to an end, you go for re-election? When you come in, that person who have lived there more than 2 weeks before you. Should you then become junior and call him senior? So the framework of the Constitution were clear. They envisioned all of those and they did not dwell on it because it then becomes a recipe for chaos. You know, title will become an issue. So they are all elder statesmen. They are all senators of Nima County, and we respect them, you know, based on who they are and what we've made them to be as a people. So there's no, I don't see Nyantua as senior senator. I see him as senator of Nima County. I don't see Koga as senior senator. Neither do I see any of them as junior senator. I see the both of them as senator of Nima County. And my plea to them, they should hold together. They should work for the interest of Nima. Nima is so much being, you know, looked at in a different way. And if we do not stand up to correct these things, the way people see us, it becomes wrong. It becomes wrong. For what reason? They will look at us and look at Lofa County. Look at the population. They say you are Bon County. Look at the numbers. And they say you get 2 seats. That resolution. So it's like, let that throw it at them. They will take it who they are. And when we are speaking on some of these things, those of us who are loyalists, or those of us who see the vice presidential title to be like an offer for which we must submit, I just want to disabuse our mind and appeal to our consciences. We're speaking national issues. We're talking Nima. To become a vice president, we labor for it. It was not it was not something somebody offered to us freely that we take it for which we should live in obedience. No.
Thank you, veteran.
No.
Thank you.
If you were to subtract Nima, you put Nima out of the election, there's no Joe Boakai today. It's a plain reality. So we should be treated based on who we are, the value we have, our importance, our numbers. So do not think that you've done all favor because the vice president comes from Nima. You've done all no favor. No favor. I think you are benefiting from our numbers, and so we should be respected. That's wrong.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Veteran Matheson. We'll go to you, Aman. After you, we'll go to Madam Lorena Donke, and then DK will take us home. Aman Brooks, welcome.
You're getting 25 minutes.
Aman Becky, let's deal with the issue under discussion, and let's not go to other things that are not related to our discussion tonight. I beg you.
But man, don't worry about that. Joking with say Lorena here. So to the issue, I'm having no issue with her. So I will not deviate. You see, Junior, when I said the other day that this current legislator that we have from Nima representing us at the national legislature, they are actually we. You guys said, I know I should not say that, I should not say this, I should not say that. They are our leaders, and you have to watch your work. But what all I was saying is just a fact. Look on the floor, who are the people making the argument? Who are the people cutting the cut? Nima is nowhere. Nima have a single seat at the leadership of the House, which is the chair on foreign affairs. What happened impact? You know how other people milk that position in the legislature? And they have more people, even the office staff on foreign mission, plenty today. And the brother is from District Nima. Then you want to hold the people responsible when you have the numbers. You need to have 9 legislators in the hall, 9 representatives. You think that joke? If you really have the people on the floor sitting on the legislative floor to make the argument for your county, Nima County number united. It can remove anybody as speaker. It can make any speaker not to have quorum. Nima number is not joke. But who are the people cutting the card? The second person in line, who is the co-chair on public account committee, but he is not on the leadership committee of the horse, is Darwin Glukia. What have been Darwin Glukia argument? You know how many clinics, do you understand? To see when you look at the budget health facility in Nimba County that have been receiving subsidy from government, they are all cut off. It just shows the kind of people that will have representing us. You think we and Bond should be sharing two, you know, say Nimba getting two, Bond should have two? It is because Bond are having people like Jean Scholar then who are cutting the cat. Look at Bond have Formula and Jean Scholar, they are the personal friend and closest ally to Speaker Rachel Kuhn. So they have to give them two. Nima deserve a 3C when Monserrato is getting 4. So you look at Grand Coup, you are giving Grand Coup 1. Even the seat that Grand Coup have, Grand Coup counties do not have the number to fill those seats. You're giving the Grand Coup 1. Then you look at Nima County and you share in 2-2. We do not have the people, the legislators that are making the argument. The other day, I tried to tell you guys, let us look at all of our legislators from Nima. They are performing in the house and their argument. I was cut off by you, the host. And every day until we solve this problem, we'll always be faced with the reality. So I will say those things, not because we are in opposition. We force lawmakers to ensure that complete health thing, complete clinic, bound, secretary, for them to be included and be having more money in the budget. Today, the guys I will have in the country, because of the frustration, you see the guy was doing, he was trying. But because of the frustration, you see the guy from District 9, Tawungbe Musa Berete was trying. But because of the frustration from the current leadership of Speaker Rachel Kuhn, both of them, they almost like distant. They are almost absent from every session because they feel that their opinion will not be heard. Decisions that they made, Rachel Kuhn will not look to them because he see them not as colleagues, he see them as people who are not his ally. And the ally of Speaker Kuhn that he know are people then like District 2 lawmaker, District 1 lawmaker. And what District 1 and District 2 lawmaker with District 8 lawmaker are saying, and as man says, a geologist, he want to be talking about raw calculation. I know that he have been trying, but his try have not been merged. What people go to the legislature, when you go to the legislature, you must have legislators that will make the case to be in the leadership of the House of Representatives. Because the House work through their leadership and through committees. You should be having strategic people chairing strategic position in the legislature. Like before, we used to have, how you call it, Garrison and chair in the public account committee, co-chair on public account, you have Wale Sarah Duna, who wants serve as chair on judiciary, chair on co-chair on judiciary. So you need strategic people to make your case. But all that we see, until we settle those things, you see, can you imagine the 50-10, the 50-10, the 54? They can be looking at the current legislature from Nima and say, no, man, they got Nima not strong as Nima were. You hear the discussion every day in the capital building. Nima is not strong in the lower house as they were before. It's the conversations you interact with any legislative reporter in the grounds of on the grounds of the capital building. They will tell you clear cut, Nima is not strong. When you used to be having men like Larry Yanko, when they speaking, speaker will pause to listen. When you see how you call it, Gueglo, when he's speaking, speaker, you will pause. You have to listen. These are men. Look, when you hear Garrison and speaking those days, you will pause. When you speak out, you have to listen to the people. You have Wale Sewa Duna, Doyen lawmaker then speaking. You have to listen. We talk so freshmen and they are representing all them. We expect for us to get a different result. And those freshmen, they are not even, they don't even understand the legislative politics. Legislative politics, your freshman year, you have to take that 2, 3 to 4 years before you understand the legislature as a legislator. So until maybe by next year, their eyes will open and up to 2027, we'll see to get the result that we need from them. But until then, we must accept the hard fact. You don't expect for Flomo there to argue more than certain people in our house because they don't have the argument. So that is a fact. And this fact will go through it. And people then today, many people will be dying in Nimba County because Nimba health subsidy have been reduced. Many people will be dying in the entire Zoga region, Booyah, because we never factor any clinic or hospital in Booyah. You have the guy, big hospital there. Why it take for us to put politics aside and put money in it, in Booyah, in your district 5? Please call his name, man. Very nice hospital they got from America, man. I'm forgetting your name. Can you please help me? Can someone please help me? Dr. Wiato Hospital.
But Ama, when you guys say these things, sometimes I get frustrated.
Listen, Ambassador, do you know how many local clinics in Montserrat, in Monrovia, private stores that are getting money because of Rachel Kun connection and their interaction? Do you know I should put that clinic in District 11 Monterrey County that do not have the number and the facility, but they are getting 100,000, 150,000 in this current budget?
Thank you so much, Aman. Thank you very much. We've gone out of time. Come in there. Let's take us home.
Okay, thank you, Junior, and thank you to all the previous speakers. Thanks to our guests for tonight. I would like to look at it. I will address the issue Aman and said talking about our legislators, but I would like to look at the whole 14 seats from 2 different angles. So if the Constitution says that every 10 years a censor is done, and based on the censor, threshold must be set and new seats are created, then it should be done in that manner to the 4 years. But if people just go sit across one brown table and talk about restitution and say, oh, get the county 2, get the county 3, get the county 1, then I don't think it's expedient at this time under this this situation where the country is being revived, the country is being rescued from where it was in a drainage. So if you want to do it as per the Constitution, then set a threshold. And then let's say, okay, 40,000 or 50,000. And then let's see where Nima falls. Let's see where Lofa falls. Let's see where Bong is. Let's see where the rest of the counties are. But not just to sit and say, like, I made a comment, I posted and said, why should Nima have 2 instead of not even 3 when we are next to Montserrat in the numbers, the percentage? And one our lawmaker said, I should look at the report, but I don't know which report we're talking about. So it just tells us that people are just agreeing to anything, that one thing. And then number 2, I would like to say, Amma is saying our lawmakers are not fighting enough, are not advocating, are not lobbying enough with the police to get things for Nima. I will agree to some extent, but then I'm disappointed when he says that UNETA and honorability, they are kind of, they feel their opinion will not be also the decision themselves. When they were being elected, They were not being elected because speaker will love them or deputy speaker will love them. They were being elected. They said they would go and talk for the people. And of their three cardinal function, representation is one of them. So you can't say because they feel they will not be heard, so they kept quiet. In fact, Honorability has said repeatedly that he doesn't have time for the legislature again. So how can he even fight for Kwetu? How can he even fight for SCAC? How can he fight for Ban Health Center? And you're talking about honor and budget dropping. In 2017, they go on says, yeah, because Honorable Roger Duma refused to cross over to the CDC, he was fought. And that has to get money reduced from where Wale Duna left it. So you cannot sit there and condemn legislature. When we're talking to those who put all of them together and condemn all of them. We should condemn all of them that they are not doing enough, because we cannot sit across the table to say bound Kwetu is removed from the budget. So if Kwetu, who was even on the budget,
secretary was hired there now.
If Kwetu is no longer on the budget, can another new facility even be added to the budget on the health budget? So let's talk to them. Let's talk to our lawmakers as a team, not to say the other person are this way. We should be telling them that they need to reach across the aisle. Honorable Wongbe should be able to reach honorability. Honorability should be able to reach Honorable Flomo. They need to come together as a team, because if for example, Zikeba Health Center benefits, it still benefits Nima. So it's not a matter of only for my district. They should be able to come together, because when they voting, they're voting on number. So if secretary is on that table, if Ban is there, if GW Hardy is there, if Kwetu is there, if JFD is there, and all nine of them come in agreement. Now everybody wanted to show it's not about which party you are from. It's about what benefits Nima. It's not about because United Party pointing up from MDR, so you keep quiet, and then anything the legislature, the executive sent, you vote for it. No, it will affect our people. And I want to agree with Marfa's impact. And when he said nobody told the vice president from Nima, so it is not a favor that anybody is doing because the vice president is from Nima. In fact, it is because of Nima that there is a unity party government come, the third time. So we can't say, oh, because from Nima, who want us? So they can say, no, that's a wrong thing that anybody should ever say. It is because of that this government exists. So Jab Manos Nima 20,000, you will see Joe, we are in the mansion. If you are Jeff Manos at 20,000 plus for Joe, we are former president, we have been in the mansion. So if any lawmaker will ever say, anybody will ever say, oh, because from Nima, who want to her, then you should resign. Because you need to talk her, because it is still because of it that the current executive exists. So you should be able to talk her. So that the woman that included have voted for this government because they saw somebody that looked at them should be able to go to clinic, and then she sees something there that resembles her vote. The woman that in Bio Yola clinic should be able to go there in labor pain, and there is ambulance to take her to Campley, and maybe Campley can send her to Senate. Don't keep quiet. So we shouldn't come on talking this issue. We shouldn't make it a party issue to say United Party or Liberty or CDC. No, we should talk to our lawmakers that they are all of our lawmakers. They owe it to Nima. People walk from in some area, people have to walk 2 hours to go to a voting point. So they should be in our house and at the one. They should not be there, care for where they get the gas, the money, the small thing they sign for, their salary. No, they should be like they are people behind who look up to them. They should not wait for 2028 and start causing noise and be acting like, they are for the people.
So Lorena, can I ask you? So Lorena, can I ask you?
I'm the new guest. Ask me.
Are you contesting the 7? Or are you considering to contest?
Yeah, because I still have been hearing that gossip. And why she can be sending 20 out, 50 out to all of the students.
So the thing about it is in my blood, I was just saying that way. I just feel everything I do it with so much passion. I do it like it's my calling. So having students to Nima University, even while I was still in America before I could travel, I had students to Nima University. So it's not because about contesting. It's not about contesting. That's one. So what I want to contest, I believe in timing. The 48 law of power. I believe in timing. So if I will contest when the time is right, and every avenue I've been reached out and everything is okay, I will say. So we are discussing the 11 that we got there now. What are they advocating for Nima? Now, I mean, I say any white chair that keep my client here hungry.
Madam Lorena, the question is simple. Do you have interest to contest? Yes or no?
And I said when the time is right. That one I didn't say no, I didn't say yes. You can't understand English. When the time is right, if I'm contesting, you will know.
Then one thing that make me laugh is when you said Roger was fought because he refused to cross over, or Honorable Duma, let me say, was fought because he refused to join CDC. The budget was cut. Sacred PA Hospital budget was cut based on the fact that he was in opposition. But you don't want to acknowledge the entire in opposition, so the Unity Party will not get in here. You want to caution them to do, and then you leave Roger.
Excuse me. No, my person, he said, let them try, and when they try, and when that happen, no, we say it, but you shouldn't say the fee, so they stay away. He said the distance and said that
because they in opposition right now, they cause
excuse you said they decide to distance and step. Why would you decide to distance and we got put the represent? Because if somebody is for the other party, try like how Roger try it. Roger
out of session.
So that alone defeat your argument, make your case different. You said it decide to distance, and why you said? I say you want to rephrase your statement.
Thank you, man, Lorena. Dige, I beg you, before we come to you, Honorable Duna says something. I don't know whether you guys captured that. He said in the budget, the 200 million, 50 million has been projected for Grand Crew Road construction, rehabilitation construction. 50 million. Now, the Revenue Sharing Act of Liberia, the one that was passed in 2022, it says 10% of every concession revenue generated from the counties of concession should stay within the county. 10%. That includes the 200 million signing bonus. So that if you do the math, it means Nima got 20 million within our 200 million. But that 20 million was not projected in the budget. Now, I want to
the vice president and the speaker, they are from Grand Crew, they are Crew people. The vice president and the speaker are Crew people.
Let me finish my own. Our lawmakers are there fighting on a dusty road. Somebody saying, I don't want to advocate for it. The other man saying, no, that you advocated for it. But we got 200 million coming from the county. Our 10%. Senator Koga raised the issue recently. What will they do about it? If Nima don't benefit from this thing, and then this entire 200 million go, people say because we're getting 1.5 million from Asylum entire every year, I mean we shouldn't get anything from that.
But Gio, you said Koga made reference to it. They do not mention that Koga made reference to that.
Duna wasn't asked about it. He wasn't asked about it. So
no, but he made reference to Nima lawmaker Ben tablet and not making comment on that.
Yeah, he did say so. Maybe we.
Yeah, he said Nima lawmaker they make comment, and you now. I'm not looking at what Koga said. You now say Koga raised the issue.
Yeah, so that's my fault. I didn't call him out on it. That's my fault
Yeah.
because I take full
So
responsibility.
let me give you leeway. Duna is one of the respected big brother from Nima. The energy Duna use the senseless debate of senator and junior senator the last time. Duna can engage that issue. The point he raised about Brown Road is very good. Look, there's a thing that Mafasin and Lorena was saying about the whole vice president thing that I don't want to make comment on is they are making the job for people that Kun hard. Everybody that are around Kun presenting the thing that our gift, the position in our gift. So when you go around Kun, you just have to be pressing, and they have forgetting about the real issue to discuss. That's the issue. President Braga is president today because he went after one of our best. We gave him all the vote and he became president. So go work for what he got. But the way they can present the thing, y'all know we get a vice president, we can't do nothing. No. That I will remind them. There are so many important issues in Nima that veteran Aduna can discuss. Then going after, because anything the vice president say, they feel the people just want to get the vice president attention, they will go after to present TC and counter TC. Your leader, young man, no. That you people giving him the gray head. Your leader boy alone. He had a lot of things to think on about. If a team are harmless, whether the comment were in good faith, whatever it was harmless. Whatever guys take it to be, whatever you have to, it's harmless. What are we discussing Senator and Geo Senator for? When Wale had a lot of critical things, there are things he touched tonight that Wale could take issue about. And when he followed, because he's a veteran lawmaker, people will follow. Wale came and wrote long thing about Senator and Geo Senator. From there, he's not talking about tradition, but he started constitution. That's why I said the analysis he provided and the reader was flawed. We need to address serious things affecting the country than those harmless things that they can be testing. To be fair, Nima had a lot of issues that we need to address. Then going after this, I think to me, the pressure on Kun is getting too much. Vice President Kun is getting too much. Because everybody feel like, oh, the vice presidency was gifted to him. And he said he giving into that and he establishing a lot of praise-seeking group to be seeking behind. Nobody in the room now, to me, I see nobody in the room now that telling Kun the real thing in your face that focus on this. Lastly, about Benete and Kun and Tar. The ability and Tar and the rest of those people.
You know,
it's difficult to listen to people. It's difficult to listen to those people that are taking. He said, who flagging issue in Labua? What are affecting Nima? Yeah, the ability you were talking about road in Labua in Nima. Anybody that said that ability, they are dishonest to him. When the government gave you 200 million, I gave you 2 million. Ability is already making intervention. So the person that was supposed to get flower to and be honest, seeking behind will be ability. They say continue to advocate for us because you already doing this for us.
Our 15 million, so you can go to our room. Won't say it want from your pocket. Because the one from your pocket, you will decide where it goes.
But the vice president are number 2 man. So why you get tell the people that preparing the budget say I the one the number 2 man in the government. You're sending 15 million to my country. Why the vice president do that? Why the vice president do that?
So you the same person I say put giving you pressure, you won't pay more pressure because
no,
you know
because you giving Benedict hard time, mama. You giving Benedict hard time. I want pulling your left because you pushing. You giving the argument give Benedict
from me. He has to work for me.
Mana Lorena, I beg to differ with you. This budget is not from the it's not from the legislature. We cannot blame the lawmakers for this budget. The budget was made within the executive. the vice president got say within our executive. He could go down there and say, no, the thing you're doing here, the revenue sharing out of 2021, Article 2, Chapter 6, Article 2 of that particular act says 10% of resources generated from the county should stay within the county. He didn't say that, but he saw the money going to Grand Crew. They drafted the budget.
Jim, I want you to know, I want you to encourage Minister Debuzo to come on the show like you said you have been our guest yesterday. So you can believe that law has not kicked off. That law hasn't kicked off. It was validated in September in Nima, and it has not kicked off because the president has not settled the local governance fiscal bill. So it has not kicked off. Liberia is good policy and law, but implementation is our freaking problem. So don't mind that thing. I want you to that type of kind hear from you because me, or development student, you will not believe me. But when the expert can talk, maybe you will believe it. It has not kicked off, and this is the reason I'm saying Honorable Bwaka, His Excellency Bwaka is on his desk, and you're not thinking about it.
We know so when you call him Bwaka as journalist, how you call him? You have to say no, His Excellency.
Bro, it's not your business. I decided to call the one call them and say Bwaka and say His Excellency. So I must keep calling. I wanna keep calling the way you want because you are broad and loving. Thank you.
That is worshiping attitude there. You also go kneel in front of Bwaka.
And I can't say come on, person. We are. Have issue with it.
I'm gonna beg you. Please. This issue of the revenue
somebody properly call it worship.
This issue of the revenue generating out of Liberia, we will make sure to bring Honorable Depu here. According to information I gather, he's currently in Nigeria attending the ECOWAS summit. So upon his return to Liberia, we'll be hosting him on the show, and we want to know more about this Nima County thing. They say, "You got a parable that say yeah, definitely can be making the budget. Then we'll be talking about George Weah Hospital. We'll be talking about JFD. We'll be talking about Nima University. One may say he's serving for the country. I agree. But
they're giving cleaner. They're giving cleaner in Banner Bay. 200,000. But how you call it? Second pay hospital.
I mean,
they can't even give you nothing.
They said here yourself for why you did.
So you think it's the them who giving the clinic because the budget derived from the executive, it goes to the legislature for the legislature have allotting power.
Yeah,
and so you can't blame the pool for that. The pool of all person will not say, okay, Nima County University get lower budget than Lofa Community College. And there's nothing tribal about it, there's nothing county related about it, but look at the two institutions, look at the jurisdiction, look at the statuses and everything, look at enrollment, look at programs. You know, those are things that constitute, but being development person, I don't think Depu did that. But when it gets to the house, you know, the house do a lot, and that's why spending entity goes to the house to defend their budget. So
I want you to take us home on this. Do you think this current 11-man caucus that we have, do you think they are united from the look of things?
I think, in all fairness, what is happening is people abdicating their responsibility. They want to be more of a loyalist to a particular person, a particular regime.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You could see from. You could see from.
Already done.
Yeah, you could see from Koga and the quote-unquote VP issue, and you could see how
anybody that you critical in the legislature, Lorena now will go tell the
are coming now, and you could see how people that
Am I in the legislature?
Glikia then was very personal with
You
Kobe,
have created
personal to
division
the point
among the
where
lawmakers.
insults and all started coming. Now they are in a leadership position, and they should be leaders no matter what. Because let's look at let disregard party alignment. You were elected by your people. Your first and foremost loyalty should be to the electors. The party is secondary. They follow the queue to give you the job. So you should be first and foremost obligated to them. But that's not the case. You know, some people too want to be like more like, get the vice president. I'm more closer to the vice president. And so they have divided themselves against proxy attitudes, and it's making them to abdicate the core of their functions and just following each other on favor issues. Like somebody was talking about the District 8 representative who has the caucus. I mean, he's almost like someone who lives in the vice president office as opposed to even having time to even listen to constituents who will pay courtesy visit to him. And then the second thing is, no one is an authority altogether. For example, if I were in a house, I will have a team of experts that I will hang here with, especially when it comes to national issues, both from district and other professionals. So I don't think they are again making use of the diverse professional base from NIMA to empower their argument. And so they're out of touch with their district, they're out of touch with their professional people, and they feel that, look, I have the power, I have the authority. And having the power and authority does not put you in a position of knowing all. These are some of the things that suffer them. Look, in this country, one representative, when it comes to their engagement and consultation across, if you see, like I was in New Jersey visiting when there was this Sunday wing, and at the time Governor, Governor Christie or something, the man was speaking on environmental issue as though he was an authority in the field. But no, he's a politician. But there are lines of professionals that he consult with who gave him the professional guidance. And when they are making moves, they make move with that sense of informed, ability. And so that's what's happening. I want to be more loyalist, or I want to be seen more as being the supporter of the vice president and the regime, as opposed to becoming more of a NIMBA lawmaker. So that's where they're missing the map. So they're not working together.
Thank you, Madam Lorena. Take us home 1 minute on this. Do you think our
so for me, I would just want to blame it on themselves, because I don't think if you are talking for the people who stood in a ring and sought to elect you, if you are speaking for them and advocating for them, I don't think the vice president will have problem with it. And you can still have a personal relationship with the vice president and still advocate for your people. Every day I write on my Facebook page what I see that is wrong, that needs to be improved. It does not also stop me from reaching out to my brother to speak to him or to So I just think they themselves are just complacent and just feel okay, 2029 is still far. So by 2027, 2028, we can get into another campaign more and start acting that we're talking for people, like recently it was Senator Dillon talking about reducing salary when he had campaigned that he will not do X, Y, Z, but he had been doing those things. And now in 2025, going towards 2026, he now putting, So I think our lawmakers, they have
My sister, I'm not cutting you or don't mind Dillon. Dillon is not sincere. And Dillon does not even represent someone who can be a senator of a country. But Liberia is why it is. Liberia is why it is. And so he will play that corny game you know, to get himself up there. He knows that he lost in touch with the population, with the voting populace. So he's telling another debate that is born of, you know, crookedness, so that the people can see him as the one advocating for the people. But below, I beg you, man. So different thing, my sister.
Yeah, so that's just the case with some of our lawmakers from NEMA, particularly because people feel that 2029 is still far. So they are not speaking for the people. Okay, I get it. You go, you get money, you buy colleges, you buy laptop, you buy this. That's not what our people want. Our people want to have their share of the national budget. That's what they stood in the land for. That's what we want to see happening. So, and your question, they are not working together. People feel like, okay, I'm from MDR or United Party, so that they do that will be together. So the other people who are not from the party, but you need the people vote. In case of voting, if you're voting for JFG to have something, you need the people from the other side vote. So the caucus should be united. The land person in the lower house should be united on issues, united on NEMA interest. And when we talk about NEMA interest, the real NEMA interest is having paid to on a clinic, having JFD, having in good money, having SCAC on the budget with good money. That's a real NEMA interest in our individual. So I think they need to, maybe they say they need to someone there to tell them, say you people are not working together, is affecting the country. Because honestly, they are not working. They only pretend they're not working together. The day they ready to go, and when the vice president call them, that the only time you see them together, they take picture and put it on Facebook. But in themselves, to even have their own caucus meeting, you can't see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Lorena. Thank you, Veteran Mafasin. And thank you to all of you who have been listening to us via radio and also on Facebook. We'd like to say thank you. Tomorrow, we're going to be here and we'll be hosting former Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, Isaac Doe will be our guest here tomorrow on the show. We'll be discussing national issues. Have a blessed good night.
Interesting guest. That's good.